So we're gonna start this new series. I'm gonna flip bikes, quads, whatever, until I get to 10K. We'll see how long it takes, how it goes. I'm on my way to pick up my first bike. It's listed as a 2001 RM250. Well, if this is up, I got it. So I'll see you back at the house with the bike. So bought this bike not running. Nobody really knew what happened or why it stopped running. All he said was it just stopped running while he was riding it, and a loud pop happened and then it wouldn't start again. So we kind of just got to go over everything and make sure it's all good and see if we can get it to run. Okay, so the four main things you need for an engine to run: you need spark, you need compression, you need air, and you need fuel. So first we're going to test the compression and the spark. If we're getting those, and we'll check the fuel. It's just kind of test and eliminate process, but the dude said he didn't think it was getting any spark, but it feels like it has good compression. A lot of compression, actually. Yeah, feels like it's got a good amount of compression. So, but we'll test it anyways, just to make sure. And I kind of want to take the head off also, just to make sure, because he also said that he heard like a loud pop before it stopped running. So I just want to check it and make sure. But I believe it's okay, because it feels smooth spinning the engine over, but you never know. Okay, let me know if we get any spark. Yeah, there's a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you saw it, but we got some spark. That spark seemed a little weak, but let's just go test the compression now. Let me know what I get. Should be like around 180, hopefully. Alright, let's see what we got. Should have over 180, around 200. And we are right on 200. Just under it, like 190. 198 basically. So we are good on the compression as well. I'm not even gonna bother taking the top off now. It feels like it goes over smooth and it's not getting hung up. It's got good compression. So we got spark, we got compression. So now it's got to be a fueling issue. So take the carburetor out, clean out all the jets. I took a sample of the gas. It looks like it was pre-mixed, so that's always a good sign. Doesn't seem to be gunky or dirty in there, but just clean out the carb, and I'll check the reads while I have the carb out as well, just double check. Alright, so here's the carb out. It has already pissed a little bit of gas out, so that's good, knowing that gas is in the bowl. It's getting there. Our air screw is Our air screw is 1.5 turns out, so that's good. Just take all this shit out. The O-ring looks good. The bowl's nice and clean. The float height looks good. So check that. You're going to tilt it down, let the float come out. Then you're going to tilt it to like a 45-degree angle, and the float should be flat with the top, and then you should be able to poke it down still. There is a little pin in here. Just pulls out like that. Here's the needle. It looks good. If it was bad, there'd be like a ring around it, which there's not, so it's good. And if it was overflowing, this would probably be bad, or the actual seal in here, or the float hides off. Get the pilot out, which your pilot is, that's a little big. Your pilot is for idle to quarter throttle. So this is usually what's going to be clogged if it's not going to start or won't start. So here's our pilot. We've got a 48 in here. And there's a tiny little hole that goes all the way through, which you cannot see through. So yeah, pilot jet is just clogged up. It's pretty clogged up. There we go. So now, shit, you can see there's a light on the other end. There's a tiny little hole, but it should be that small. And if that hole gets clogged up, it's not gonna start. Here we have our main jet. This is for 3/4 to wide open. So this is most of your wide open. It's gonna have a nice big hole that you can see all the way through. Yeah, nice big hole. We're running a 172. I'll look with the stock jetting, but I'll keep it right here, see how it runs when it starts up, and then if it's not running too good, then I'll change the jets. But should be alright. Now that the jets are cleared, we'll just kind of clear out all the holes. Just make sure everything's cleaned out, and we'll throw it back in and we can try to start it. I tested the kill switch, just another little thing I was going to test. Kill switch works. So we got spark, we should be getting fuel, got good compression. She should start. So let me give her a couple kicks. It is kind of like 2 in the morning, so I'm not gonna run it at all. We'll just see if it wants to go. But yeah, let's see. Alright, well, that's all we're gonna do for tonight. Seems to be backfiring a lot. Decided to take the spark plug out just before I leave, and it is very wet, so it's definitely getting fuel. Maybe the spark is weak, I'm not sure. I'll check over everything tomorrow. But yeah, definitely getting fuel. Spark plug is soaked. Okay, after doing some testing, I'll show you guys the testing in a minute, but I believe the coil's bad, and it's producing a weak spark. The stator and all that seems good, so those check out. The pickup coil, the stator, and the charger. That all seems to have within the right spec. But the coil is not within spec, and I'll show you that. And then also, if you have enough balls, you can test it this way. Never mind, I don't have anything hooked up, but you basically just grab the spark plug and kick the bike over. And I did that, and it's supposed to shock the shit out of you, but it did not. I felt it, but it should like make me jump and like shake my hand because it's hurting. So it's definitely producing a weak spark. I'm not within the right resistance, so I'll show you guys what it should be and what I am at for the primary and secondary coil, and then I'll show you the stator ohms and all that too, just to show you that it's within spec. So for the primary and secondary coil, you're testing this little plug right here. Some will have just little knobs right there that you'll test. That's the primary. So in our specs right here, so the primary should be within 0.17 to 0.70 ohms, and it's the white, blue, and the black, white, which doesn't really have that, but if you look at the one that comes from the CDI, we got the white, blue, and the black, white right here. So we need to test both of these for the coil. And we'll just take this. Like that. And we're going to put it at the lowest setting. And we've got 0.5. Put it here. It's getting something, but not a lot, so. Yeah, 0.6 is the most we're getting, and that is not even close to the 0.17 that we're supposed to be getting. So then you move to the secondary coil. The secondary coil is your positive lead, and then the cap is supposed to be here, but I took it off. Because that's how you get the proper reading. You can't just stick it in the cap. The cap should be on there like that. Just like that, it just screws on. So just screw it off. And we're gonna stick that one in there. And then we're gonna go up here. And I'm getting nothing. So we're gonna go up 2K, nothing, 20, and we're getting 5.84, which is not even close to the 13 to 20 that we're supposed to be getting. And then I also tested the max like voltage, and I'm getting like a max of 84 maybe. And I'm supposed to be getting well over 200, but the coil, not the coil, the stator and the pickup coil, that all seems fine. That all checks out. That's this right here. I'll show you those in a second. So look in here, we should have black, red, and red, white between 24 and 40. We're getting 0.3839, and that is within spec. So moving on, we got red, green. There's gonna be these two down here. We've got 122, which is within spec. It's 72 to 127, and then yellow and red, white. And we got 1.3, 1.5. So should be all good there. I also tested the voltage for the coil. You're supposed to be getting 200 and above. I was not getting that much. Like, I got maybe 104 at one point. And then I tested the voltage for the stator and the pickup coil and the charger as well. I'll put the specs for it on the screen, but I was within the volts for those as well. While we're waiting on the parts to get here, I bought air filter, the coil, and something else. Oh yeah, rear wheel bearings, because, you know, just a little bit of play. At least the swing arm is good. It doesn't have any movement at all. If you try to like pick up on the swing arm, it should not budge. So not budging, swing arm's good. Just the rear wheel bearings, goddamn. But while we wait, I'm gonna change the oil, kind of clean it out, flush it out real good, because it seems to be kind of dirty in there. And I'll just wait for our parts to get here, and should be good. Okay, big update. So I basically, I just fucking dropped the camera, my bad. Where is it? On here. So got the new coil. As you see, there's a new coil in. And I got a little ahead of myself. I started the bike, so it does run now. Hopefully it'll still run. I didn't like mess up anything else, but you know. So the bike did run, and then, you know, I went to just test ride it because I was, I don't know, impatient, and stomped in first, and you know what happened? Jack shit happened. Literally nothing. Nada. I go into second. It goes into second. And then I try to go into third, and it goes into second. And then I try to go into fucking third again, and it goes into second. And then I try to go back down, and it goes into neutral, and I try to go back down again, and it goes into neutral. So only went in second gear. So yeah, just took it all apart and looked at the transmission, and there's literally nothing wrong with the whole transmission except for the fact that this whole like assembly piece, which goes in here and screws in there, this whole piece was like moving and loose in there, and then this piece is bent. This piece is bent. I don't know if you can see that, but if I were to put it in here, it's like kind of angled up and rubbing against that instead of flush in the groove where it's supposed to be. Also, the bolt for that, which I just went ahead and threw in the trash, the bolt for that was completely fucking, it was more like a hook instead of a straight bolt. So yeah, got a new bolt, got a new one of those. Nothing seemed to be wrong with the transmission. The only thing that was missing was this washer, which thankfully I had a washer laying around because I've had to rebuild an RM250 transmission before. Thankfully I had the spare parts just kind of lying around in my bin over here. And yeah, so now I don't really know what was the matter, because like I ended up just tightening those down, and I bent that back a little bit, and then I tried to shift it again and it wouldn't shift into first. So I'm assuming that it was just this washer, because like if you have one washer missing in the transmission, it's all screwed up. I did look through it all, make sure everything is there. I just kind of skimmed it, but everything seems to be there. And then I did shift it just by moving this, just so if I were to hold this and spin it. It would spin independently. Let's see if I can do that with one hand. I don't know if you saw that, but it does spin independently, and I did just shift through all the gears with that, and it does shift through all the gears. I did just dry fit both the cases together, and it's I put the shifter arm through, and it shifted through all the gears, so we should be good. I just kind of cleaned everything up because there was kind of pretty dirty in there, and there was little chunks everywhere, and when I was splitting the cases, these were just stuck and were a pain in my butt to get out. Sorry, I didn't really get any footage either. It's my bad, but I will give a little montage of me rebuilding it, and I'll see y'all when it's running again.
Perfect.
Oh, can't go down anymore. We're in first, half a click, neutral. Now we're in second, third, fourth, fifth. There we go. Can't go up anymore. Fifth, fourth, third, there you go, third, second, first, there we go, first, can't go down anymore, have a click, neutral, transmission works, let's go. Alright, so the RM is finally done and put back together. I started it, starts up, runs good. I took it for a little test ride. I would test ride it more and show y'all, but it is currently raining. I don't even think y'all can see that, but it's pouring out, so y'all's just gonna have to trust me that it shifts all the gears now. But I think I put about 1100 into the bike with the bike cut. Shut up, you dumb. Anyways, I put about 1100 into it with buying the bike and putting all new stuff on. I had to buy a whole new brake system because the other one leaked and like I couldn't bleed it. Yeah, that was the other like big thing. So I bought brake system, I bought a new ignition coil, and then I bought like if this damn is a good bike, and see if we can keep making profit. Dude, I'm gonna use the money to buy a gun. Starts right up, it runs good. Not gonna warm it up and everything right now, but yeah, it's good. Starts right up. Back kicks like a freaking back kicks really hard sometimes, but it's okay. Starts right up, that's all that matters. Alright, let's talk about what I made on the bike, how much I sold it, all that stuff. So, starting off, everything I put into the bike, I bought the bike for $950, I think. It was a while ago, don't exactly remember, but $950 for the bike. I spent a little over $200 in parts. I got new rear wheel bearings, I got a new air filter, ignition coil, the gear shift stopper, the thing that was bent. I got the whole assembly with the spring, a new bolt, and that. I got new gaskets top to bottom, and then I got a new water pump seal. All that, a little over 200, making it a total of like 1100 for the bike and the parts, and then I sold the bike for 2400. So coming in a profit of around 1300 bucks, which is pretty good. That's really good. Usually I'm only profiting like 800, 500, just little profits, but that was a really good profit. And it took a little longer than I thought, and it got stretched out because I was doing other things. And so labor on this is gonna be pretty high because I spent a lot longer on it, and then I had to split the cases, and I really didn't know I was gonna have to do all that, but it worked out in the end. Sold everything, made a good profit, and let's see what else I can find. Hopefully we can get to 10K soon. I didn't want to open that door because there's shit on the other side, but I should have opened that door because the other door's not doing shit.